rushing TDs. 12 TDs on the ground is all the black shirts surrendered last year. 14 is what I set the over-under at. What do you think, Derrick, since you won this one last year?
I think with the teams that we play this year, they're much more. We're going to be much more run heavy. I think this is probably slightly over with 16. I just don't see us stopping the run as good as we did last year. This is where I think the defense will struggle a little.
Okay, I kind of completely get that logic. Scott, where are you at on this one?
Derrick, did you say under at 16?
No, I said over at 16.
Okay.
Yeah, same frame of mind as Derrick is. I don't think we're going to be facing as many pass-heavy offenses as we did last year. And I think that's where a lot of the opponents that we're going to be facing, if they get down into the red zone, they're just going to try and punch it in. So I'm going with a slight over as well. I was going to pick 16, but I will go 15. Be a little bit more optimistic about it.
Alrighty, I am going to go, believe it or not, I really wanted to pick one of those two numbers, and I just don't have the heart to pick 17 as my number, so I'm going to go with one under at 13, just because I don't want to pick 17 because I think that's too high. But I do think this defense will allow one more TD than they did last year, while allowing more rushing yards. I just think they're going to be better at clamping down inside the 20. I think some of those big dogs coming in from Texas Tech and Alabama in the middle there, since we're going to run a more of a 4-3 style defense, I think we're going to be a little bit better inside the red zone at stopping the run. So 13 TDs for me. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm going 17. With me only giving up 13 TDs on the air, I do think we're going to be got a little bit. I think that the teams like Wisconsin and Michigan, that they're going to get their touchdowns on the ground on us. So still a really good defense, but we got 17 there.
Okay.
And good luck, Justin, picking a number here.
and you can't pick a half on this.
Yeah, there's no halves on touchdown.
I don't need a half because I got under.
Really?
Yeah, I got under on there. I'm telling you, I don't worry about people moving the ball effectively against us on the ground next year. That is this defense. That's one thing that I do not worry about. I only worry about them messing with this defense through the air.
See, Justin, you drive me crazy with your football. So I love how you think our secondary is worse. So our passing is going to be bad. But you're like, well, it doesn't matter for run. Our safeties did nothing in the run defense last year. I mean, that's not going to be a problem. Because I actually think that's the biggest loss is what's going to happen at safety in run defense. Like, you don't count pass rush at all in the passing equation. It's like
I do. I take
I
that into consideration.
Then you must think we must have the most garbage secondary in the country.
They are very questionable. I mean, outside of one guy, you're just like hoping everybody else kicks ass, right? You have no evidence that anybody can, right? You're just hoping.
I've got evidence that Miles Farmer could play just fine.
I got evidence that Quentin Newsome was a good player. I have
one guy.
I have Omar Brown coming in who led the country as a freshman in FCS interceptions, but we don't count that. But yet you love Isaiah Garcia Castanado on offense. Like, you just
one is FCS and one is actually FBS.
Oh, but it's barely.
And I know
FBS.
You don't know the difference yet. One day I'll draw it out.
I'll explain what the Power 5. There's Power 5 and then everything else. Everything else.
Okay.
So do you want me to go over just so you're happy with my stuff, Tyler?
I'm just like, you're like, I'm not worried about teams running against us at all, and it's great. I'm happy.
So we gave up 12 touchdowns on the ground last year. I think it's going to be very similar to this year.
Okay. That's great.
So
I hope you're right.
have 12.
You have 12. Okay.
All righty.
He has 12, ladies and gentlemen.
The most optimistic of the bunch.
Absolutely.
Damn right. Don't call me a hater.
He just, yeah, that's all right. Anyway, what did Twitter have to say? Everybody was on the under too, 67% to 33%.
I'm beginning to think that Twitter just goes with the best result. Like Twitter has this 12-0. I'm convinced that.
Oh, Twitter was absolutely favorable, but you'll be interested. I did a cumulative deal on actually what the overall percentage is on all 5 categories when put together on offense and defense, and it is an interesting result.